Hi, my name is Trish Rhino. I'm the controller for CDI, and today we're going to talk about the importance of a job number, the importance of having a job number before we dispatch crews, and the structure of the job number itself. It's extremely important that you have a job number before you go out to do any work for a job. We track absolutely all activity related to a job by the job number. We track our productivity and our margin by the job number, and we use the job number to establish if our estimate versus actual is on track, which gives us a lot of information for management to know if we have estimating issues, if we have field performance issues, and if they're field performance issues, then is it a training issue, is it a staffing issue, is it a miscommunication issue that's going on? So there's a lot that we can learn by tracking all of the activity on a job. Therefore, we need a job number so everything's going to the same place. It's also extremely important that you have a job number before you dispatch to a job. There's some liability concerns for CDI related to insurance and subcontractors potentially being on jobs that we need to have certain things in place before we are technically allowed to step foot on a job site. In addition, we need to know that the customer has accepted the scope items, everything that we put in the bid, or potentially only parts of it, which pieces of the job are we actually supposed to be performing, and we need to know that payment terms have been established. So those are critical things for CDI and for management that we know before we go out to do a job. So it's extremely important in the field that you guys understand that you need to have a valid job number every morning before you go out to set foot on a job and start working. In addition, and most importantly, everybody needs to understand how an actual job number works, okay? So all of the jobs are set up with the same structure. There are 2 digits, a hyphen, and then 4 digits. And I'm just going to go through what each of these digits means and how it pertains to you and what you need to know before you're going out to a job site. It'll help with tracking costs, it'll help for payroll for your time cards, and it'll help minimize job cost transfers after the fact if things were coded wrong that could have been caught because somebody noticed the job number didn't look quite right to them. So we're going to go through this. The first digit here is related to the office that the job is working out of. So if it is a number 1, if it's the main office, it'll be a number 1. If it is the north office, it will be a number 2. And if it is liner install, because liner can be in any state, they could be in Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, you name it, Arizona, it doesn't matter, then it would be a 3 if it's a liner install job. So that's what the first digit is, and obviously we have room to grow if we have more offices. The second digit is related to the year. So right now, most of these are all 5s, most of the jobs you're working on, because it's 2015. Anything that you're working on that has a 14 or a 13 means it's an older job that's still going. And starting January 1st of 2016, our second digit of our job numbers will be 6s. That's just confirming the year we secured the job. The hyphen is always there, and then the next digit, which is the first digit of the 4 after the hyphen, is related to the type of work that we are doing. We call them divisions, but it's predominantly more the type of work simply because our North Division does all types of work. So it's not as specific as a division, it is a type of work being performed. So if we are doing landscape work, then that number will be a 2. If we're doing maintenance or design build or snow, then that number is going to be a 4. If we're doing reclamation work, it will be a 5. Erosion control would be a 6. Liner work would be a 7. And civil would be a 9. If you'll notice, there's some digits missing there. We're not currently using 1, 3, or 8. However, starting January 1st of 2016, we will be separating out the maintenance, design build, and snow so that they will each have their own digit and they will not all be 4s. One of them will remain a 4, the other 2 will become a 1, 3, or 8. The other thing to take note on is we can have multiple types of work or multiple divisions working on one job site. So we could have the same job number with a different digit in front of it. So let me tell you first that the 3 digits on the last is simply a sequential job number. okay? So we could have job number 180 as the last 3 digits. It could have a 4 in front of it for the maintenance division to be out there. It could have a 2 in front of it for landscape to be out there. It could have a 9 in front of it if civil's going to be out there. So the type of work would change by who's performing for that job number, but the sequential number would stay the same. And this is important because if you are, say you're a maintenance worker and you're going to work for landscape that day, you're not going to code your time to a 4 job number because the job you're working on is a landscape job, so it would be coded to a 2. So to show an example of an actual job number, if we have job 15-2180, that would mean that it is a landscape job because the first of the second 4 digits is a 2. But we can have multiple types of work on one job site, so each division would have their own job number. So 15-2180 would be landscape's job. If maintenance were going to be on the same job, then they would have 15-4180 because 4 is a maintenance job number. And if erosion control were to be on the same job, then they would be 15-6180 because erosion control is a 6. The 180 would stay the same across all 3 jobs because it's one job site and technically one big job for CDI with 3 different types of work on that same job. On behalf of the accounting department, thanks for your attention.
CDI is committed to building a dynamic, well-balanced team. We invest in employee development and personal growth through safety and training. CDI's safe work environment, conscientious life-work balance, and the ability for an employee's voice to be heard forges our culture of success.